Hey guys, Movie Fan 356 here, coming at you today with another movie review. The movie I'm reviewing for you today, Monsters University.
Welcome to the scare floor.
How do I become a scarer?
I'm officially a college student.
Mike Wazowski.
James P. Sullivan.
Like Bill Sullivan?
He's my dad.
I expect big things from you.
I just need to ace my classes, graduate with honors, and become the greatest scarer ever.
Were you kissing my hand?
And what about you with all your shedding?
I don't shed.
Really?
The star player has just arrived.
You're my hero!
Yeah! Slow down, Squirt.
This is a party for scare students.
I am a scare student.
I mean for scare students who actually, have a chance.
Just wait, Hotshot. I'm gonna scare circles around you this year. Behold, my brothers of Uzma Kappa!
I'm Art. Thought you might like to keep a dream journal.
I'm a dance major, and I'm not.
They're not exactly the scariest group in the world.
Hi, Mom!
I thought I could show everybody that Mike Wazowski is something special.
Just reach deep down and let the scary out.
Boys! Oh, scary.
Up top.
The whole school is finally gonna see what Mike Wazowski can do.
Time to go to work.
Scary feet, scary feet, scary feet. The kids in the bathroom. Angry poodle, jazz clown, my Aunt Phyllis. In the morning.
Quiet.
What's so scary about a little old librarian?
I said.
Move it! I want a piece of that action!
Tentacles and serpents' wings, they.
Can't wait to start scaring with you, brothers.
We're gonna rip you to pieces!
Don't go in there!
Have fun, kids! I'll just be here listening to my tunes.
Okay, so Monsters University is a prequel to Monsters Inc., which came out in 2003, so it's been 10 years since the first Monsters Inc. movie, and everybody was wanting to see a sequel. Well, sorry guys, we didn't get a sequel, but we did get a prequel. We did get to see Mike and Sulley again, and the plot of this movie is, like I said, it's pre-Monsters Inc. It's when Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan, aka Sulley, meet in college, and the thing with prequels is if they make a prequel after the movie, whatever, if they make a movie after the first movie comes out that takes place before the first movie, it is called a prequel. And the thing with prequels is you can predict what's going to happen by the end of the movie because you've seen the first movie and you know what it's supposed to. You know how the prequel is supposed to end. But, the thing is that Monsters University was entertaining. It was. Even though you knew how it was going to end, it was still entertaining, and it was fun to watch. This one was more for the kids than the first one was. I mean, the first one was for kids, obviously, but it had some adult elements in there. And this one has a little bit of adult elements in there, too. But this one was more for the kids than what the first one was. It's still enjoyable. It's still entertaining. It's still fun to watch. There is some still comedy in it that there's comedy in it that the grown-ups really don't find too funny because that comedy is meant for kids, and there's some comedy in it that the kids won't understand that the adults will laugh at. So it's a great family film. If you have kids or you have a family, definitely take them to see Monsters University, because Monsters University is a great movie. And I liked how we saw Randall in this movie too, which was the jerk from the first one who could disappear, and he was like a chameleon. He could like change in different colors and shit to blend in to his environment. It was great seeing him in this one again. So Mike Wazowski, Sulley, and Randall, plus you get a bunch of new characters. And, there are a couple cameos quick little brief second cameos from other characters, which we'll see in Monsters Inc. But and Monsters University is definitely enjoyable. It can be both for kids and adults. So yeah, I overall I give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's an entertaining movie, but I don't like it as much as the first one. I definitely like the first one a lot better, but this one's not a bad movie. It's still a good movie, and it's still enjoyable to watch, but this one was made more for kids. That's the only reason why I'm bumping it down to an 8. As an adult, I'm bumping it down to an 8. But the kids are going to love it. So, yeah, take them to see Monsters University. That's all I can say without really giving anything away about the movie. So if you don't want to be spoiled on Monsters University, stop watching right now. Okay, so like I said, Monsters University, it starts off when Mike Wazowski is just a little kid and he takes a field trip to Monsters Inc. and he desperately wants to become a scarer. And so he goes to Monsters University and he studies, to be a scarer, where he meets Sulley and Randall and, all these fraternities of people who are trying to be scared. And they're Mike Wazowski is not a good scarer, and everybody knows this. And James P. or Sulley, we're just gonna call him Sulley because that's what he's called in the movies. And Sulley is like he's trying to live up to his family name. His father was one of the best scarers ever, so he's trying to live up to his father's name. And he's kind of failing a little bit. So obviously, Mike Wazowski and Sulley hate each other when they first meet. They don't get along. But they're going to end up becoming friends anyway, so naturally they got to work together. If they both want to stay at Monsters University and they both want to become scarers, they got to learn to work together, put their differences aside, work together as a team, and win these scare games so they can become scarers at Monsters Inc. And yeah, I really thought that, the whole Mike Wazowski had braces in this movie. He didn't have braces in the first one. Yes, there is a scene where he does take him out, but then in the next scene, he's got him right back in again. I don't like the whole braces thing. I thought that was pretty stupid. I did like the cameo of Roz. I'm going to do my Roz impression for you from Monsters Inc. From those of you who don't know exactly who Roz is or don't remember from when you were a kid who Roz was from Monsters Inc. But she's the clerk who works at Monsters Inc. And she was looking at Mike Wazowski and says, "Wazowski, you didn't fill in your paperwork last night. Don't let it happen again. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching." That lady? Yeah, she makes a brief appearance in the movie. We don't actually see her, but we see her in that agency uniform, the one that, I forget what they're called, but they're in the yellow jumpsuits. We don't see her face, but we hear her voice, and we see this, the shape of her. So it's Roz, and that was a great nod to see. So and of course Randall, when he loses the scare games to Mike and Sulley's fraternity, and Randall just looks and says, I'm never losing to you again, Sullivan." And he's determined. His expression on his face when he said it, the way he said it in his tone, it was perfect. I loved how they set that up for the next movie. Because, obviously in the next movie, he's kind of a bad guy. And, he's really set on winning against Sulley. And at first we didn't really understand why. I mean, we kind of did because Sulley was a better scarer than Randall. But in this one, it goes more in depth than that. And I really like that a lot. So yeah, that's about really all I can say about Monsters University. That's pretty much what I liked. The dean, she was kind of like a dragon, but she was also like she could fly like a dragon. She had wings like a dragon, but she had like the body of a scorpion too. So she's like a scorp dragon or drag scorpion, whatever the fuck you want to call her. I really liked her. She wasn't really a villain, but she wasn't a nice lady. But I did like her character. I got a thing for villains, I guess. I always like villains in the movies for some reason. And for me, I'm always kind of rooting for the villain, even though I know they're not going to win because they're the villain. But I'm always rooting for the villain. But she's not really a villain per se. But yeah. And of course, you're in college and, you're going against competitions with other fraternities, you know, and you know, that's all good and fun. So that was good too. Like I said, it's really enjoyable. It's both for kids and adults, so it's a great family film. That's all I gotta say on Monsters University, and I'll see you guys. Oh, and like I said, if you guys didn't really hear before, I gave this movie an 8 out of 10. It was pretty good, and I liked it. It was cute. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.